Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. I thought I'd take a few minutes here to do a quick video and show you guys some of the things that I've been prepping and stocking up on because of recent events. And basically, the two recent events is of course the escalation in the Middle East, which always revolves around oil, and the other thing is the strike on the East Coast. Now, the thing with the Middle East is that could go a bunch of different ways. And, if that Strait of Hormuz is closed or if there's any attack on the oil fields, which is, entirely possible, there could be fuel issues. Now, we do make a lot of fuel here in the United States, but I've always been a big one for keeping the gas tanks full at all times. And I actually got all my two-stroke oil for like my chainsaws and that kind of stuff. I got that all topped off. I got extra, bar oil and stuff because with the storms and stuff that, went through the South here and the ongoing problems there, a chainsaw to me is a very valuable piece of equipment, a very valuable tool. And, I want to keep my chainsaws running because they provide me with heat in the wintertime. They provide me with storm cleanup. They provide me with the ability to help other people, maybe even, make a little money if you're clearing stuff up. So those chainsaws are kind of important. And I do have a couple things here related to that. And one thing that I went and I grabbed, I got steel chainsaws, and I went and grabbed some extra steel parts, spark plugs, that kind of stuff. And now that gets into the imported stuff. Some of this stuff is made in the USA, right? Like it says right there, made in the USA. But even though it's made in the USA, components come from all over the place, and you don't even know where the components come from sometimes. So just because it says made in the USA doesn't necessarily mean that it can be manufactured if there's a disruption in the supply lines. And you guys know how I feel about the disruption of the supply lines. It is one of the main reasons that I prep. In fact, I will actually put a link in the description. It was back one of my first videos that I ever did of why I prep. And, catastrophic disruption of the supply lines is one of the reasons. Another thing that I took some time here last week and did is I took my wife shopping for some clothes. I said, hey, you need to get some extra clothes. She has to dress a certain way for her job. Me, I can basically wear Goodwill stuff if I have to for my job because, I'm more or less just a laborer. But she has to, wear a little bit better clothes. And I said, one of the things that I've kind of heard from one of my sources with this strike is textiles. A lot of textiles and a lot of clothing and stuff. A lot of that imported stuff comes into the East Coast because, you look back in history, the Carolinas, they were big in textiles at one point in time. So that sort of infrastructure is still there. And that was one thing that I've heard kind of from my sources that could be disrupted is basically clothing. So, things like shirts, pants, underwear, socks, that kind of stuff. I wanted to make sure that she was good to go if this becomes a prolonged thing. So I went and bought some clothes for her that she needs for work and every day and stuff. And another thing that I picked up some basic, batteries, extra batteries. I have a bunch of different batteries here for all of my stuff, and because I use my stuff, I actually go through batteries. And another couple small items that I have here is my little everyday carry flashlights. These are like $8, and they take a single AA battery. But you know what? I use these on a daily basis. These clips break. Sometimes they fall out of your pocket. You could lose one. So I went and got myself a few more of these. Again, these are imported. So, something like this could be disrupted. But I literally use this stuff every day. So I want spares here. Another thing is my reading glasses. I went and I wear prescription reading glasses. And I went and got some extras. And along with that, I also got, they give you these free, but these lens kits, but I grabbed a few extras, and kind of the repair kits in case a lens comes out or you lose a screw. Again, a lot of that small stuff is imported, and I wanted to have extra of that here. And another thing that I got here, small, cheap electronics. I use a lot of small, cheap electronics. Again, that stuff that's all imported. And to me, I look at it as basically consumable or stuff that goes away quickly. And one of those things is headphones, these little Bluetooth headphones. I use these all the time. I went and got myself a couple extra of these. These aren't that much. These are $15 to $20, depending on where you go. But these don't last forever, and they can be lost and dropped or whatever, and they quit working. But I like these, and the reason I like these is I can listen to what's going on when I'm doing something else. So if there is some type of incident or something that takes place that I wanted to monitor while I'm, working or, prepping or taking somebody somewhere, gardening, hunting, whatever, if I got these with me, I can monitor that while I'm doing it. I don't listen to stuff more or less for entertainment. I listen to stuff for information. Another thing is these little dinky radios. You don't hear a lot of people talking about just regular radios anymore. And, that was just such a staple in the old farmhouses. Every farmhouse more or less had a radio in every room. And I like these little shortwave radios. And this is one that I bought. I think I paid $8 for this one online. Again, this is all imported stuff. Good luck finding an American-made radio. But I purchased this one. Like I said, it was $8, put some batteries in. It's actually pretty good for its size. And again, I like having radios. I got multiple little small shortwave radios, hand crank radios. And again, that goes back to the batteries. A lot of that little electronic stuff that I got takes AAA batteries. So I always make sure that I have plenty of AAA batteries stocked up. And as far as, the food and the water and that kind of stuff, we always got that here anyway. It's, the beginning of fall, so, we're pretty well stocked up for winter. I do have some extra canning jars here, and the reason I want to mention those extra canning jars for you guys is a lot of poultry gets exported out of those eastern ports. And I am actually expecting poultry prices to maybe go down a little bit because there's going to be a glut on the market because they can't export that stuff. So I'm kind of monitoring that. And if I see prices go down, like on boneless, skinless chicken breast, boneless, skinless thighs, that kind of stuff, those are perfect things for canning. And you know how I feel about canning. I like having shelf stable stuff as much as possible. So I kind of keeping enough stuff here. So if I see a good deal on chicken, I'm going to go ahead and get some, and I'm going to pressure can some because I like having canned protein on the shelf, whether it's chicken, whether it's pork, whether it's beef. And another thing, it is hunting season here. So if I do happen to get a deer, I'm going to go ahead and probably can it. I'm not going to put a lot of stuff in the freezer this time around. I'm going to go ahead and can it if I do get a deer. So I want to have enough stuff here. I want to have enough extra jars here so I can go ahead and do that. So, spare parts, glasses, batteries, small electronics, clothing, having enough stuff here to can if I can, maybe take advantage of the situation a little bit if prices do go down on some of these items that aren't being shipped. These are just kind of some things that I'm, keeping an eye on because, if the price goes down, I can grab that stuff and can it. But if, the price stays the same or whatever, the canning jars will still be here for some other reason. And like I said, it's not anything, crazy, keeping my gas tank full, just monitoring everything, monitoring the situation around just in case there's any, monkey business or whatever going around. You can never have too much situational awareness, keep an eye on stuff. And these are just some of the things that I've been doing here, kind of prepping. None of this stuff has been, ridiculously expensive or whatever. Everything has been pretty inexpensive, actually, not buying any huge grocery carts full of stuff. I've kind of gotten away from that version of prepping if I ever really was into it in the first place. I've always been one for, small trips, small amounts, get your stockpile where you need it to be, and then monitor it when you use something out of it. you go ahead and you replace it. But anyway, just wanted to go over this with you guys here today. This is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video here. I'm just sharing some of the things that I've been doing because of recent events. You guys take care.